Moving on now to some updates from the United Kingdom. Anger has gripped families across the UK as the COVID-19 related death toll in the country crossed the grim 100,000 mark recently. Relatives of COVID-19 victims have now accused the government of mishandling the pandemic. Families say that they were misled by the government, and many say that their COVID-19 infected relatives are asked to stay at home as opposed to hospitalization, even if they were in a poor condition. In fact, according to a report, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson-led government made several errors while tackling the public health crisis. This included a delay in imposing lockdowns and discharging infected hospital patients into care homes. UK's Prime Minister said that he takes a responsibility of whatever the government has done.
On this day, I should just really repeat that I am deeply sorry for every life that has been lost, and of course, as Prime Minister, I take full responsibility for everything that the government has done. What I can tell you is that we truly did everything we could and continue to do everything that we can to minimise loss of life and to minimise suffering in what has been a very, very difficult stage and a very, very difficult crisis for our country, and we will continue to do that, just as every government that is affected by this crisis around the world is continuing to do the same.
Meanwhile, the opposition in the UK has slammed the government for being too slow in dealing with the crisis. Labour Party head Keir Starmer called the UK's COVID-19 death toll a national tragedy.
Our strong criticism of the government has been that it's been too slow to act, slow into the original lockdown, slow to provide protective equipment, slow to provide testing, slow to lock down in the autumn when it was clear we needed a circuit breaker or lockdown, slow into Christmas when it came to the Christmas mixing and the very much needed change of the rules. So there's a strong sense, I think, that our government has been behind the curve at every stage, that there's been, if you like, a reluctance to take tough decisions when they needed to be taken. And here we are today, we find ourselves with this awful milestone of 100,000 deaths from COVID. And all of us are thinking about the families affected by that.
Meanwhile, the unemployment rate in the country is at an all-time high at 5% in the last 3 months to November, as the pandemic continues to take its toll on the economy and the country entered another lockdown recently. Official figures showed that unemployment is the highest that it has ever been since the year 2016. Britain's opposition leader and head of Labour Party, Keir Starmer, said the same. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.